Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley here for Concord and Ninth. Thanks for joining me today. This die set might be my favorite of the year. This is the Pop-Up Shoppe Base Die set. This die set might not look like much here, but it creates the most adorable pop-up shop on a card front. It folds flat so you can place it in an envelope. And just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, I'm going to go ahead and bring in a finished card project first, so you don't think I'm losing my mind. This is the finished pop-up shop card. So it has a really fun design that allows it to lay flat in an envelope. Now the Pop-Up Shoppe Base Dies include everything you need to create the base of this card, including this piece here, which creates the pop-up portion of the card, and all of the pieces that you need to embellish your shop. Several of these die cuts layer together to create the details on the building. So these larger rectangles layer together to create the dental molding. You have a couple door layers here that create the door as well as the panels inside of the door. This smaller die here cuts the hardware for the door as well as the light bulb for the lamp. These smaller rectangles and strips layer together to create an adorable planter box for the front of your building. And then there, of course, are the greenery dies along with the little flowers. The table and chairs are so much fun because those can be used to create a variety of different types of shops, and they can be used inside of the shop window or outside like it's on the street. There's also this adorable hinged sign. So when you die cut it, it creates a little score line, and when you score that, you can just pop it up and have it stick out from the front of your building. And then there are some detail layers for the windows as well. So they have literally thought of everything in this pop-up shop, and I think it's so much fun to put together, and it's so easy. I'm going to show you how to put it together right now. To assemble my pop-up shop, I have cut the base piece here, so this creates the pop-up portion of the shop. I have a piece of acetate to layer behind my shop windows. I also have a top folding A2 size card created from some white cardstock. And then I have that skinny rectangle strip cut from the ballet slipper cardstock as well. So when you die cut the main portion of the pop-up shop, the pop-up portion, it creates the score lines in this piece for you. So all you have to do is fold along those score lines and use a bone folder to make those creases nice and sharp. That'll just really elevate your card in the long run to have those nice sharp creases. And you're going to fold those tabs on both sides or both ends of the shop base. Now, once I have all of my score lines reinforced, I'm going to show you what this piece looks like. You're basically going to have two tabs on each end of the shop. One is going to be for the adhesive, and the other is the part that allows the shop to pop up off the front of the card. So once I have those reinforced, I'll kind of lay it flat again, just so I can add my adhesive. Now, I do recommend using a really strong adhesive. So whatever that looks like for you, that's what you're going to want to use here. I'm using a 1/4 inch tape here and just laying it on the very top tab and the very bottom tab. Now I'm going to take that same adhesive and I'm just going to put a couple strips on the inside of my pop-up shop base so that I can add my acetate to the inside of this shop. Now the acetate is kind of optional, but I do recommend it because it really does add a little bit of sturdiness to this pop-up shop front. And it also gives you a place where you can inlay your details on those transom windows. So you're gonna wanna add either a nice thick piece of acetate here, or you can add some vellum or some old packaging. Those are all options. Now, you just want to make sure that your acetate is not interfering with any of those score lines that you have. And now you're ready to place this shop on the front of your card. Now, before you add it to your card front, I do recommend adding your doors or your little inlaid transom window panes. I just find that these are easier to adhere when this is laying flat. So once you have all of that added, you're going to grab your card front, your long skinny strip rectangle piece, and your pop-up shop base, and you're going to remove the adhesive or the backer from the lower tab. I'm going to fold that tab to where it's flat against my pop-up shop base, and I'm going to make sure that the score line of that is aligned with the bottom of my card. So you can see once I have that aligned and pressed into place, I have this really nice clean edge along the bottom of my card. Now it's time to adhere the upper portion, and this is where it can be a little tricky, but Concord and Ninth has thought of everything, and so they created this little guide piece. You're going to take this and you're going to line it up with the top edge of your card. I already had some adhesive along the back, so I'm just placing that right along the top edge of my card, making sure it's nice and flush. This is going to create a guide for me to help me align that upper tab of the shop. So I am going to go ahead and remove the backer from the adhesive on the very top flap. And then I am going to fold that tab back just like I did along the bottom. And I want that score line to meet up with the bottom portion of that guide piece that we placed. Now you can either try to do this with it kind of popping up and folded, but I like to kind of push my pop-up shop flat here along the bottom and then fold that tab in, and that allows me to press this right up against the edge of that guide piece that I placed along the top of my shop and then press this into place. So it really is easy to put together once you kind of fold it flat like that, and that gives you that nice finished area of the card. Now it's great to actually use a white card base for this because it allows there to be some contrast between what's inside the window and the outside of the building. Now you can see that when this pop-up shop card is put together, it folds flat so you can place it in an envelope. And this card here features only dies from the pop-up shop base die set. So this can be created using no other die sets. Now, if you want to grab the Bake Shop coordinating die set that's available as well, you can create a fun little bakery scene inside of your card. Or there's also a bookshop add-on die set that you can pick up as well to create an adorable bookshop. So there you have it, an up-close and personal look at the Pop-Up Shop Base Die Set. These are so fun and easy to put together, and you can embellish them with any small dies that you may have in your stash. And I think it would be so much fun to create an entire colorful village of these pop-up shop cards. I can't wait to see all of the creative ideas you guys come up with featuring these pop-up shop base dies. I'm sure you're going to blow us away.